All right, good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, October 16th, 2024. We are fairly light on the docket today. We did have some earnings that showed up this morning, and we had a little bit of data at 5:30. We'll take a look at our quote. What is this? Life is the art of drawing without an eraser. Okay. ASML, I'm curious how they did, because I know they had their leaked earnings yesterday. A little bit of a Banks. Pretty chill for today. Really tomorrow and next week. And American Express on Friday. All right, again, this is the data that we had at 5:30. Wasn't much of a reaction. And then just a reminder where we were yesterday. So we'll keep an eye on technology, mainly the chips. But again, we talked about this yesterday. But we primarily want to see if this breadth is still going to remain stable for the communication and discretionary staples and even financials as well. All right, so not much has changed since yesterday, which is a lot of information. We had our big impulse data, and the sellers kept price down. So as of now, this overnight session appears to be a little bearish, though it is higher highs and higher lows, and NQ is a little more pronounced, kind of. Not really. Yeah. So I mean, this is still considered bearish. So on the highest time frame, bulls have control, intermediate control, daily they have control as well. Though the sentiment may be shifting just a little bit. So something to be aware of. Again, we have a shit ton of singles everywhere for the ES, and then we had that big single zone for the NQ, which is near those 500s. Around those 500s. We'll go ahead and bust out this spreadsheet. Take a look and see how everyone's doing. Yeah, we'll work this. We'll work this up later on. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, so we have the Russell is actually doing well today. So say what you will about that. Technology is mainly down. The majority of people are red outside of Tesla and Nvidia, so they're just kind of interested in posturing. Not really sure what to make of that. Give me 1 second while I get my script ready. Got about 2 minutes left. So let's see what else. So the VIX is down. So I believe the VIX, there was like an expiration change or something like that. So no big surprise here. Other than that, everyone is pretty mild. XLK is actually leading us. I'm assuming that's because of NVIDIA. Yeah, the chips. Chips probably bought that up. Other than that, everyone else is essentially chilling. Utilities is doing well. Everyone else is kind of hovering around the zero line. So not too much to make of that. So really, they just keep an eye on technology and see if it's others outside of the chips that are doing the work. It's really important to see Apple and Microsoft as well. And then the finances, of course. All right, we got about a minute. So yeah, pretty chill day. Volume is still pretty light, but that's how it was yesterday. It really picked up when we started getting to some prices that people wanted to trade
Block sell.
that advertise enough price. So we really want to see the sentiment as we head into the day. We are trading still near yesterday's low, so it's a possibility that we may see some continuation. The overnight was a bit of a drift up, pull back to the midpoint, and they really haven't tested too much of their lows. So we'll see if we get a test here and possibly a break of the prior day's low, since we're just right there. If this was a trend up, we would imagine the same sort of continuation, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3.
Block buy. Block buy.
Notice the big orders here. We're gonna let all this play out.
Block buy. Block buy.
So again, technology was kind of leading just a little bit between these two, but we'll see. We had a little bit of a late start. Notice the buyers kind of ran into a wall there. Really, I don't think it was too many zones to highlight in the overnight. Yeah, it was kind of compressed. So, I mean, we're already down 40 points and it's only been a minute and a half, so.
Block sell.
And looks like they're gunning for those 250s for the NQ. That would be the prior day's low. I mean, this looks like an open drive to me. I'm so sorry. I need to pause this.
Block buy.
Actually, I'll do it in a minute when there's a little less activity. Alright, sorry about that. But to bring something up on another screen. Alright, so again, we have a potential open drive down. We opened up near the bottom of yesterday's range, near the extreme, and we're pushing pretty aggressively. We're about 5 points away from the ES. I'm just looking on my other screen right now. Just looking at just a reminder that we're trading the low of the S&P 500 will still be within Friday's range. So it's not like it's a big extreme or anything like that. Now for the NQ, breaking their low, we'll get them a little closer to Wednesday's low. It's definitely interesting. So do remember we are ah I see what's going on. I need to fix this. Alright, NQ still pushing these lows. Their lows are at the 250s, just like the 50s for ES. Everyone sold off so far. It's really the S&P 500 that's doing well, remaining sturdy. From the banks, industrials, healthcare. Yeah, it's just technology that's kind of selling off right now. Nvidia, Tesla, Broadcom.
Block sell.
Exactly what they did not want to see. We want to see how they trade once they get back out of value for the NQ. Once they start reaching these mid 30s, specifically this 45s, see if they're able to get past that. Maybe looking for potential break-in or retest of that area.
Block sell.
All right, I'm reminding myself to focus on the weaker of the two and not just go to ES as they're the laggards. If we're going to be weak, we're going to remain weak on the NQ.
Block sell.
Okay, so that's the new low. See if they trade under it for the NQ. Doesn't appear they're staying below it. Yeah, they're pushing back up.
Block sell.
And the ES is getting on their lows now.
Block buy. Block cell.
Yeah, I cut out of that one. Yeah.
Block cell.
Okay, they may get their release now. They're sticking to these lows too much.
Block cell.
Yeah, I'll just
Block
be a little
cell.
patient. Yeah, that's more of the release I was looking for. That's short on NQ, breaking that low, but it's all good.
Block cell.
Alright, I got in long at 56 for ES, just one contract, but I really don't like how we're kind of sticking to these lows. We're not picking one way or the other. But we'll see. NQ really bursting out of there.
Block buy.
And I added one more because of the way NQ rolls up like that. So again, I may have to liquidate both, and I'm okay with that.
Block cell.
Yeah. Especially these 55s, I'm out. This NQ is giving back that candle. Slowly, they're giving it back. Yep, I'm out. Well, not to 55 yet. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, because they're really teetering at these lows. It's not safe. It's not safe for those buyers. Yeah, I'm out. And about to break that low for NQ. That's that low. They poke through it just for a moment. All right, I'm glad I got out.
Block sell. Block sell.
Okay, so those are the 250s for NQ. So they should have broke the low for prior day. We should see that cascading lower. That appears to be what we're getting. Ooh,
Block buy.
that's a very ugly 1 minute candle. Another 5 seconds. Look at the passives down here.
Block sell.
Yeah, definitely an open drive. We've already broken the prior day's low for NQ. Not the case for the ES yet.
Block sell.
But technology is kind of dragging them down. Yeah. Banks are doing really well too. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Block buy.
So yeah, look, it is about a -2. I mean, there's no real upside here. They're trying. It's more of a like slanted. We still haven't had that liquidation break here. They're kind of liquidating a bit, but that's possibly just to hit that overnight. I mean, that prior day's low. We'll see if the NQ finds some buyers. It will still get us like a -2. Jesus. All right. Sorry, I had to close the door.
Block sell.
All right. So possible trap for the ES. So again, I mean, they were defending their lows pretty well for the most part. NQ is getting a little bit of upside, but it's not much at all. They appear to be getting stuffed. Yeah. ES is only gonna go so far. If technology is still dragging them down. And some passive sellers, as soon as they got filled, there were some more sellers that came in aggressively. The delta is pretty negative on the NQ, not so much on the ES. Buyers are pushing, but they're not really getting much results. It's more passive sellers on the ES than aggressive. Yeah, it's negative 2.5 on the NQ. This may be headed for the liquidation break for the ES. NQ is just real weak. And again, we have more singles below us at these 45s for the ES. So if they do break that low, they definitely have some targets.
Block sell.
NQ is making new lows again.
Block sell.
Yeah, I'm really not talking too much. I'm trying to get an understanding of this. Because I mean, it seems just like an open drive trend down, but the buyers on the tape at least appear to be trying to have a bit
Block
of a
sell.
pushback upwards. These bull candles are getting engulfed. So yeah, trading what I see and not what I think. Yeah. And remember, no data is 7 o'clock or anything like that. Alright, let's do a quick snapshot here.
Block buy.
We'll see where we are at 7 o'clock. Yeah, no one's really lifting the offer. We're stuck at these lows. ES still has not broken their prior day's low yet. And Q is starting to catch a bid. This is something that needs to sustain though. This is the start of their 1 minute candle. So we want to see if the next 30 seconds if they're able to keep this a green. They bust through, but they filled in those gaps pretty quickly. Alright, another 5 seconds, see if they can hold it. And then once it is held, does it get engulfed? You see a lot of delta down here. Even with the delta being positive up here, they really weren't able to sustain prices. Just interesting to see. Looks like they're being engulfed now, at least on the NQ, at least from their prior candle. But they're holding it. They're holding it better than they have been recently. Another 4 minutes until we get to the 7 hour mark. Bruh. That's funny. The MES ended up breaking their lows down to the 51s. The ES just went down to the 53s, not the 51s. And NQ's gonna make new lows. No, we got 2 minutes.
Block sell.
Everyone but technology and staples.
Block sell.
Yeah, I got out of that. Yeah, I just cut that loss. But it's already multiple attempts on that long. All right, here's a 7 o'clock hour. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was hoping for, but all good. Yeah, because that's not sustaining. So yeah, I'd rather take my loss on that. I'm fine. Yeah, I mean, so we got an open drive to a trend low. So I need to be looking for, I really need to be looking plays to the downside. Because clearly I'm not doing well on the upside. Do, 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 do. Yeah, either that or I'm just not being patient enough. But I'm trading what I'm seeing, not what I'm thinking. So we'll allow this to play out. Possibly look for like a retest to the short side above.
Block sell.
Yes, finally broke out. 15 seconds left.
Block buy. Block buy.
Nice. All right, so I got a little bit of that
Block
long on the
buy.
NQ. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for on the ES, but whatever.
Block buy.
Alright, NQ's near their VWAP. ES has retested their
Block
open.
buy.
Making sure there wasn't any news or anything. But I did get short on those 62, so we'll see how it goes. So it looks like they may try to hit those highs, but we'll see how they trade, because their overnight high is the 20K 400s for ES, I mean for NQ, and the 69s for the ES. So they have a little ways to go.
Block buy.
Finance and
Block
healthcare.
buy.
All right, that's a new high for ES. NQ is starting to push continuously now. It's real light, but they're trying to push.
Block buy.
And remember, we still have yesterday's range on where we are. It's the S&P 500. We're still well below prior day's range. But again, just like we took it back from Mondays, we can do the same thing for yesterday's. All right, I got liquidated. Same thing here. This can be taken out pretty quickly. So yeah, that -2 went to
Block buy.
a +2 pretty quickly. But that's kind of what we were expecting. That's what we were seeing down at those lows. And Q is accepting these prices around this VWAP though. And this should be the high for the day as well. No, the high of the day is 69. Excuse me. So the ES has broken through their high, and they haven't pulled back under it yet. They're getting close to. Okay, remember that overnight high is within range. And looks like they're about to hit it. Again, remember we have a whole bunch of people that are short from yesterday. Even short on the NQ. All right, that's gonna be that overnight high.
Block sell.
Ah, I just noticed for that long I had. Ah, true, true, true. I didn't think about that. So that was not the overnight high yet. So no overnight high yet. But NQ is pushing as well. Volume's kind of spooling up here. You okay? Then you seem to be taking just a slight breather.
Block buy.
So if the buyers really want to do it to them, they really should just push this and hit these highs, this overnight high. And ideally over here, just show some kind of urgency. But I'm not surprised to see a little bit of a pullback. We still haven't pulled back into the IB high yet for the S&P 500, which is at the 64s. ES is still pushing there. It's max delta, so it's a lot of effort from these buyers. Let's see if that's sustained up here. Notice NQ is still pushing upwards, but ES isn't. Let's do a quick snapshot because they're starting to show that divergence again. Typically, something is going on under the hood. So we'll see where we are from these highs. But again, that was a good job from healthcare and financials. I saw them. I see y'all.
Welcome Market to Price open. Squawk. Block sell.
So NQ is kind of toying around with a little pivot area. I'll turn this light on. Turn off this fan. Boy, so wish I had like some music or something. Yeah, it's really not too much to talk about here today. This is just strange. NQ's doing their own little version of it. They're just not almost hitting their full session view up. I end up taking a little loss on that, trying to be cute. All right. Mm, 2 seconds. Yeah, how many trades have I taken today? Doing like a lot of little small ones. I'm already at 9. I think that may be factoring in some of those add-ins. All right, let's take a little break. Okay, so Bulls have control in the highest time frame, the intermediate, and even the daily. The most recent sentiment and our posture right now is bearish, though. The S has not hidden their overnight high, and they're extremely close. If I'm going to look short again to continue on with yesterday's trend, which may be being invalidated at this very point, it may be better to see if we can cross through the overnight high and see what kind of reactions from there. But it makes no sense for us to short
Block buy.
the stronger participant who's up 10 basis points opposed to down 20 basis points. However, where would you look short for the NQ? We have a few, they're right back at their overnight low,
Block buy.
which does make sense, which I did try a while ago, just a few moments ago, but I ended up cutting it short, and that's fine. But you would think a good
Block
retest
sell.
would be here near this overnight low for the NQ, and that may be what's happening. Yeah, I was just a little bit impatient. Shit. Yeah, this is why I need to do this while I'm in a trade and at least say my questions. What's our target? What do we really know where's risk? How do we know that we're wrong? And how will we know that we're right? Or what would tell us that we're right or wrong, I guess. So as of right now, we'll see what happens here. ES is near their overnight high. NQ is trying to get back above their overnight low. And it appears they're doing not the best job right now. Okay, sure. So we have the potential long that's going on. Both of them were able to impulse through their 5 smoothing average, and clearly the ES is sloped upwards. I could see us possibly breaking through this high and maybe hitting the overnight high, which we'll see. I just put a little buy stop in, and we'll see how they respond for the ES, that is. Just given how aggressive their upward slope was, we'll see if we can get a break, a gel break from here. But you can see some retail traders are shorting right here. All those ones that are coming in, just the way that it did. Yeah, because I mean they appear to be struggling at their overnight low. the NQ that is. But I can understand the possibility to want a long here. Not here specifically, but the fact that we reclaimed the 5 smoothing average and then had a clear trend up, no real pullbacks. So I mean that's typically the start of a trend, and we will see. Yeah, we just need to be a little patient. We'll need to see the way we pull back to either this impulse counter or this one here, and just kind of gauge the reactions there. So we'll have to be a little patient. We'll have to be a little patient, but you know, I think we can. I think we can definitely. We can be. We can be patient. So I'm still gonna do my buy stop here above the this high here. Seeing if we can a little bit of a front run as we head into the overnight high, hoping for some kind of continuation. Then I'll break off one if that happens. If not, I try to liquidate both of them. This definitely needs to be something that works right away. The only issue is that I don't see any passives here. Now, what that means, I'm not exactly sure, but typically we'll have some sort of passives. Because I mean, if this was flipped, if this was the overnight high, you would want to see the product break out of the overnight high, pull back to the overnight high, have a retest, and then continue. That appears to be what's happening for the NQ, but now they're starting to reject that. We appear to be accepting prices above this overnight low, which is around here. And if they can get past these tens, these 3 tens, then I think you'll have something to cook with. Volume's still pretty dead, right? Yeah. Not only is the volume dead, the tempo is a little bit strange. It's slow, grindy, real impulsive, and it's slow and grindy again.
Block buy.
Okay, that's a little bit what I was hoping for. I did not get filled. I got, yeah, that was such a sloppy trade. I'm gonna have to get out of that one. That was ugly. I just broke even. I didn't like the way that looked. I'm not opposed to NQ short, but I really don't care for the way that they're pushing right now. I think we need more information. Alright, so ES is through their overnight highs now. And as a former buyer, that's not the response that I was expecting.
Block buy.
Even still. And Q's doing really well though.
Block buy. Block buy.
There, yeah, that's what I was looking for a while ago.
Block buy. Block sell. Block buy.
So where are we at in relation to yesterday? Okay, making progress. NQ's almost near their open. Yeah, I cut that. All right, yeah, if this fails, I'm probably have to be done for the day because I'm a little bit confused here. Yeah, we're hanging near these highs for ES. They're starting to be a little weaker. A little confused on the Nasdaq. They have not hit their open yet, but they're definitely trying. It's finna be the 30-minute mark.
Block cell.
Hmm. Yeah, but they did that a while ago. I'll believe it when it closes under another 30 seconds. Alright, they broke a little area. 8 more seconds. Notice ES is still hanging around their highs. Yeah, I just got out of it. It's actually a nice response. Looking at these 30 minutes from the NQ, given where we're at. Actually, not bad.
Block cell.
Yeah, I just need some time away. Because I have way too many executions and just kind of looking. Need a small break. So where are we at? It's a little bit of singles below us. The 70s.
Block cell. Block by.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for a while ago. It's a little more patience. They're getting ready to leave, puppy. at NQ. Maybe looking to make another leg lower, but they're hanging in there. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a release, but we'll see if that actually holds. 30 seconds. Alright, just took profit on that. 10 seconds, we'll see. So I'm not standing this. Don't like this grindy. The NQ is getting ready to touch their IB mid. Yeah, I need to take a
Block
break.
sell.
Alright, that's probably what I'm gonna do and probably quit talking about it because that's been getting me in trouble. I'll be back. If I be back. At least on the mic, that is.
Block sell. Block buy.
Dang, I step
Block
away. I'm
buy.
getting alerts and shit. Alright, so basically they just broke those few ledges. NQ ended up pulling back to their VWAP. And at mid, ES still has not hit their high. I mean their IB high. So NQ's leading us down. This is tech. This is Nvidia. This is the chips again. A little bit of discretionary. Mainly technology and discretionary. Some of communications too, actually. All right, that's that IB high in the middle of nowhere for the NQ. So what's up with the ES though? Why are they pulling back like that? Technology, just technology. So as soon as NQ gets a bid, I mean catch a bid, I may look to do because they're hitting these double VWAPs. See, because they're still selling. Alright. We'll see. I got in at 62.25.
Block buy.
Even if this stop is like 2 points. That pull back to one of those impulse candles. 30 seconds left in this. We'll see how they fare around in 62 because we have this other impulse that ends at 55. So 55 between 62. So around like 59. Alright, 2 seconds. And so NQ made a new low on that 1 minute. Yeah, they broke the previous bar. ES is dancing around. There they go. At least they hit it on the there you go. So they hit it on the full contract, not the micro. Alright, I'm out.
Block buy.
Alright, so they hit that other impulse candle. So did the NASDAQ. So not yet to the IB mid. Actually, they did get the mid. I swear the micros and the micros and the minis are so disjointed recently. So they did hit the IB mid on a full contract. Not so much for the micro. I swear tech is so weak. Interesting. Just looking at the 15-minute and at the daily just to kind of see where we are on the grand scheme of things. Crap, I haven't been looking at the delta since. Negative, of course, and then they had to buy, close. It's a lot of negative delta at the top for the ES, at least with this 30-minute candle. And Q starting to possibly catch a bid. They're both about doing the same relative to their recent candle. Hey, puppy.
Block by. Block cell. Block cell.
Definitely a little bit forceful. We got some people selling at VWAP for the ES. Met some aggressive sellers, passive and aggressive.
Block by.
8 seconds left, and then another minute. That'll be the 3 minute candle. Yeah, it's possible engulfing, at least on the. Oh no, they're engulfing on the NQ. So I know that they don't have the better structure for their day, but it seems a short time frame. NQ may be a little more, have a little more aggression to the upside if they do break this area. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. I'm looking at the 1 minute, just looking at the downwards, just the downward slope, the straight impulse down versus like this slow, grindy, bids are trying to fight it, or at least carry it down slowly. I don't think ES has to do that given the way that they shot up. They've already proved themselves to a degree. Seems like somebody may be supporting the bid on the NQ. And then that's why we'll check here. Let me see if we can do a marker. At least from here, we'll see what happens from this point. But it looks like ES is going to break these little lows. Yeah, NQ's going to break out of here first. But I'm nervous to get on them just the way they've been kind of selling off, to be honest. And we're doing the same thing where it looks like we're trying to break through an area, but we're just not. Okay, there we go. I mean, it needs to be continued though. If not, I think the sellers got back control again. ES needs to get back above those 64s. Ideally the VPOC. So let's call it just 23, the 300 for NQ, which would get them well a little above their IB mid again. That's the 5 minute candle there. How do we look like on 5 minutes? Okay.
Block by. Block by. Block cell.
Alright, that's near their 300. So they got back to the VPOC and they didn't get rejected. Essentially, they just need to stay up here in this high turbulent area. Alright, my job is I took this long in this area, just have my stop where it is, and then just leave it there. 10 seconds. We have NQ and ES are working together, which is more than what we had a while ago. And they've gotten past their overnight low. Actually, they're right here again. But this is the NQ second attempt with it. So ES, the NQ just hit their full session VWAP again. There needs to be something that they need to reclaim, which is the overnight low. And the ES just needs to stay above 64, which is which is the initial balance high. Their first 30 minutes. Crap, I need to check my phone. Okay, they're sticking to their VPOC from the upside. They really need to stay above the VWAP though. Stay above the VWAP, ideally the VPOC for the NQ. All right, those 64s for the ES. Everyone's doing decent. Just something that they need to hold. We can expect some pullbacks. Pullbacks to the 5 smoothing average to be potentially bought if this is going to be a trend leg. Another 15 seconds. Next area is the 68s for ES. 64 is on the downside. In Q, really that 310, they need to get back out of value. So this teal color or sky blue, whatever color that is, they need to get into that area and ideally stick it
Block
there.
buy.
Retest it, that zone. Ah, they did hit those singles. Right? Why is that still there?
Block sell.
Yeah, let me just step away. I don't want to mess up this long.
Block sell.
I just said fucking and got out of it anyways. I don't care for how the NQ is still just really weak right now. So I'm just gonna be a little patient, possibly buy back at a later time. I need to go take my break like for real because it's gonna get me in trouble. I'll be back.
Block by.
All right, I got a little bit of a break. They broke that law.
Block sell.
He is definitely showing some weakness back at that open. And about VWAP. And we're just moving sideways, consolidating in a tight range. On the NQ. A little bit sloppy behavior. Definitely a lot of sellers. Definitely on the previous candle. You can see them just kind of littered everywhere. Okay, that's one. I got back in at the same price. Actually, a tick higher. We have an impulse that followed me to close the bar. I'd imagine no pullback. We just have continuation upwards. So instead of me adding two to my trade, I just sold and got back in later. We really don't want to see too much of a pullback here. We're going to have a tighter stop. That'd be about 6 ticks. Very nice reaction from the NQ as well. But again, we want to see that's 30 seconds in the candle. That really needs to hold. No need to add because this is that add. We can. But just given the context of where we're at, I'm not sure. So I'm just going to stay. I'm at the 62.5. Just not too for sure about the add-in portion here. As we're headed into some potential resistance. The risk is tight. They really need to break through these 68s, and then I'll be a little more comfortable. You getting ready to go outside? Yeah, I don't have a reason to get off of this. Leave my stop there. And just let price do what it's going to do. You getting ready to go outside? All right, I'm about to take a quick break
Block
outside. Just like
Block
this broke those 68, so I'm gonna let this be. Alright, luckily I ended up taking my break. So again, I'm still in this from the 62 half. Long story short, so we ended up waiting until that open was retested. Once the open was retested, we waited until there was an actual close of that candle. Um, and we ended up apparently catching some kind of momentum. And that brought us to reclaim the 5 smoothing average. And now we have been one time framing for the most part. Well, at least for, like 3 or 4 candles afterwards. And they're still holding above the 5 smoothing average. As of right now, we appear to be running into a bit of a resistance for now. But I think we handled that well. Maybe time for me to liquidate. I'm gonna go ahead and get out because I technically broke that little roll. We had a little bit of consolidation. We broke above that consolidation, and then we ended up reversing and taking out the low of that candle. So we just got out for. That ended up being we only had like a point and a half of risk. That ended up working out really well, and we understood. We folded when it was that time. We could have pushed. That's something I'll definitely learn for next time. But I just want to have a decent trade, take my decent trade. When it's time to get out, get the fuck out. Next trade. So that was good. I want to keep doing more of that. But I will need to take a break. We're not going to look to the downside right now. Yeah. So may just stay on the long side. Seem to be having a little better luck. Not luck, but a little better timing on the long.
Block buy. Block buy.
So that was 2 1-minute impulse sell candles. And we'll see what's going to be the response from les buyers. Again, the NQ is still hovering around their overnight low, which is important. I'm going to go ahead and lock my account. So as of right now, we were bouncing off the open for the ES.
Block buy.
Bouncing off the open or the IB mid, pushed back up through the IB high, bounced off the VWAP bands in the open again, pushed through the overnight highs, and now we're bouncing off this 5 smoothing average. So if we do propel ourselves from here, that may be indicative of a possible trend day, with the low possibly being set. And staying above the IB mid would be the ideal situation for the buyers. Sellers, again, we're not gonna really give the narration under their hands. I mean, we're still well under prior days DGPs. So you would imagine it's only so far that we can go until we keep having these road stops for people who want to offset their trades or new money shorts. So just a bit of turbulence. 5 minutes. And I'm glad we waited and we called out
Block
these
buy.
two impulse candles. We wanted to see what kind of buying response we got. There wasn't a buying response here. We did try. There was a buying response here, which is at halfway, about somewhere near halfway. Halfway for this candle is probably like around here. But then this IB mid as well. This ended up finding some sort of support, and then they ended up impulsing from here. So we did a good job of playing in this section and also playing in this retest as well. Same situation. Instead of going from here to here, we went from this side to this side. So just doing some simple pullbacks. I'm doing my best to keep this really simple. Just a lot of just a lot of fucking executions today though. I mean, like, look, I'll show you. I just don't want to take up of the other screen. My executions aren't important. Again, so these are 1 minute, so you can see me trying to get in around this area here. We ended up cutting short. It's like, all right, fuck it. We ended up buying a little bit too early. Then we ended up closing here. That was two contracts there. So that's when I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take a break. And I went to the NQ as well, but I started just slowing down. All right, tried the short here. Actually just got drug. So real bad timing with there. So I was like, all right, you know what, I'm out. I'm not gonna sit there and play. Tried to do a breakout. Breakout didn't work out. Um, so be it. Ended up trying going short here again, trading what we think. Um, yeah, just my stop placement was ideal. It was down here. I ended up looking at the DOM and just kind of liquidating myself. So that was an issue on my side. We ended up getting that breakout. Tried to go short again, just given the same context after we stopped out here, took our break, got some more information, ended up going short. Ended up killing it pretty quickly as we headed to that impulse candle again, trading what we think, and that's when I was, starting to get a little annoyed. Took a little break, and this was the plays from those impulse candles. Again, we were kind of looking between this range between here and here, getting in on our way back up to close this 1 minute candle. Got reversed. Only reason we stayed in is because we were starting to see a little bit of support. This really should have been the area that I was adding, especially when I was risking within this zone, um, adding here and putting a stop at the low. That would have made this a little different. Okay, we're out. Take a little breather. We ended up actually getting another pullback. Same situation from this side to here. And ended up waiting until this closed, and then we pulled back a little bit and then got in. I ended up closing, given the action that we were seeing on the dom again. That works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. I just need to be careful with manually exiting. It's not always the best, but I'm kind of pooped right now, to be honest. I mean, I think this is gonna. Am I even talking? Okay, cool. I'll make sure I wasn't on mute. Yeah, I'm pooped, man. I think I kind of wore myself out. Yeah. Yeah, this was labeled as 16 trades. But yeah, I think it's gonna have some of those marked as like doubles, but that's fine. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of experience today. Oh. All right, we're getting ready to close at this 30 mark. Yeah, I got my stuff locked because I still need to do my journal as well. Yeah. All right, I think I'm done. I'm glad I got out of that trade though. That last one. them breaking out of that consolidation range, pulling back that hard. That's not anything I really want to be a part of.
Block sell.
So I'm gonna work on my journal. I do want to see if it's possible to get, if it's possible if we get a pullback to these 64s again. We'll have the double VWAPs near this open and the IB high. I'm curious to see how we will respond over there. Hopefully it's not like a quick test. I think I actually need to take that out of my playbook on that where we like spike down and then I buy that initial spike. I much prefer just having it like slowly develop, looking like that it may threaten a close below that low, but they ended up reversing and kind of risking off that reversal backwards up, assuming some continuation to stop out those aggressive shorts, opposed to just buying on a retest. I think I find myself in trouble a little too much with that. Okay, I'm putting myself on mute. I need to get my journal. I'm running out of time.
Block cell. Block by.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
And that's the beautiful part about sim trade. I'm going ham on sim trade. I ain't gonna lie. All right. So I'm not finna fuck up my capital for this. Yeah. I thought about it though. Thankfully the sim is here.
Block cell. Block cell. Block cell.
This is why I went to Sam. I don't know what's going on right now. But I mean, it seems like sellers are again. It seems like that maybe like more like weaker hand day traders because this when we get around some specific levels, really they're showing their hand a little bit more. We got to the overnight high and they're really trying to force that down. Those are definitely like some stops that were there. I'm still looking for either that pullback to that IB high, those 64s for ES, and I wanted to short NQ, but I'm playing like a little itch right now. So, all right, I'm going back to my journal. So this would be one of those areas I wouldn't be opposed to looking at possibly going long for the NQ as they're right at their RTH VWAP and the IB mid, and they have a structure to the left. So I mean, they appear to be defending it right now, having some possible support. And again, I'm looking at the 1 minute, but we want to see what kind of price action that we see around that area. And again, we're only like 3 points away from that IB high for the ES. So I don't think I'm looking to execute. If I do, it'll probably be on Sim anyways. All right, I'm going back to journal.
Block cell. Block cell.
Yeah, looks like we may run out of time, but looks like ES is getting ready to hopefully test those 64s, that IB high, and then that RTH VWAP and full session VWAP. And Q is kind of flirting around that IB mid. Ideally, we're looking for a situation where it's like, oh no, like that could be bad. But then they like scurry up, reclaim, and then we want to see after that reclaim, like kind of what's happening here. This actually needs to hold. If there's a pullback, possibly enter somewhere near that pullback. But they haven't reclaimed this 5 smoothing average yet. We want to see like an actual breaker structure. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We haven't seen a breaker structure. Yeah, we're gonna run out of time. Yeah, 3 more minutes until the end of this hour. Yep, I'm not going to front run this. Yeah, S&P 500 may not get that pullback. Yeah. Don't like the way the NQ is sticking to those 70s. Another 20 seconds. All right, this is the last minute. All right, I'll get to those minutes. Damn, NQ. All right, that may be that little scary situation that didn't actually happen, but we do have the top of the hour coming up, and we typically see a little flurry there. So just want to see what happens with this flurry. There is none. So what does it mean? Low interest or one? So NQ did break that little area. I can't trust it. I can't tell. 30 seconds. All right. Yeah, sadly I'm gonna have to drop it. All right, GG's, y'all. I think, right? Yeah, I'm out.